Well, our goal is to make a huge difference in space exploration. Try to make space a lot more like air transport.
It's easy to forget that not so long ago, and in fact still, I think, Elon Musk will refer to himself as a moderate Democrat.
Tesla as well. So on this flight, we're going to try to recover the first stage, and then later we're going to try to recover both stages.
16 years ago, he queued up to meet Barack Obama and shake his hand. And yet, by August of this year, he was doing a SpaceX with Donald Trump. And since then, the two men seem to have become closer and closer, so much so that some people are worried now that Elon Musk has perhaps too much of a hold over Donald Trump.
The left is the simulation.
Douglas Murray, a Spectator columnist, joins Americano host Freddie Gray, exploring the implications of Musk and Trump's friendship for American politics and beyond.
What do you put down, where do you think that relationship began, that closeness began? What in Elon Musk's mind changed?
Murray's recent piece, Planet Elon, delves into these questions, exploring these very implications. The conversation also highlights the ideological backlash faced by those who support Republican figures, suggesting a perceived weakness in the left's tolerance for differing viewpoints.
I think all we can really go on is the public record, and that shows that it was the would-be assassin's bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania that changed everything. That attempted assassination of Donald Trump on stage, that incredibly near miss, had a lot of consequences, which historians will ruminate on. But one of the most powerful was that there was an immediate response from Elon Musk and some others. Bill Ackman is another example of people who just saw this moment, saw how perilously close America had come to an absolute catastrophe.
Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generation. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Saw Donald Trump's response to that very close shave and his fight, and decided that even if they'd been teetering before or wondering about a public endorsement, now was the time to get behind former President Trump.
You know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight! Blood coming down the face. America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want?
Bill Ackman did that in a tweet. Elon Musk did it in a tweet. And in a way that changed everything. And one of the things it changed was that, first of all, Elon Musk showed that he was all in with Trump. And when Elon Musk is all in, he really is all in. He encouraged others to join him in funding for the Trump campaign. But most crucially, in a way, was that he actually put his time into campaigning with and for Donald Trump. That really had an enormous effect on the campaign. This is a man who, as I mentioned a few weeks ago in The Spectator, parallel parked a rocket in his spare time. And so he's an aspirational figure, as well as an inspirational figure for a lot of people. And I think him throwing himself all in behind Trump just had a huge add-on effect to the already growing Trump campaign. There was this massive overreach by the left against men, and now there's a reaction to that. But yes, I mean, it's also a thing of serious times needing serious people and some serious courage. You know, it turned out that much of this election was between Donald Trump getting back up on stage after being shot in the ear and saying, fight, and Kamala laughing crazily at jokes that hadn't been made.
Murray has no doubt that based on how the presidential candidates presented themselves on stage, it's clear who you should pick between Trump and Harris.
You know, you sort of look out at the world, and it's not hard to think, who on the world stage do you want representing you? You know, somebody who talks tough, or somebody who seems, well, I mean, how can you say it without being sexist or being accused of sexism, but who, frankly, you know, a lot of people in the American public seemed to behave like a wine mom, and always seemed to be a couple of glasses of Chardonnay down, and you just couldn't get anything out of, ideas-wise or policy-wise.
So I was raised as a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
As there was somebody who was a former supporter of Trump's, who I happened to be with shortly after the assassination attempt, and she was not for Trump in recent years. But I remember she said to me, that was so darn, you know, masculine. That was so darn, you know, alpha. That's what we need.
Both Musk and Trump are characterized by a blend of silliness and seriousness, which resonates with their supporters and contributes to their appeal. Douglas Murray emphasizes Trump's humor and ability to engage audiences, suggesting that his comedic style is a significant factor in his popularity and the formation of a new coalition among his followers.
You know, one of the things that people have always, you've written about this before, Freddie, they've always massively underestimated about Trump is that he's very funny. And one of the reasons why people queued for years to hear him speak, sometimes for hours, was because they liked hearing him riff. And they liked that. And of course, the Trump critics always sort of said, aha, he's rambling, or, you know, he said this thing. They took things that he said that were obviously jokes, and they made them into just literal claims which they could then attack him on. Elon Musk, I mean, it's a bit different. He's very open about the fact that, you know, as he's occasionally said, his side hustle is as a comedian. Yeah, he's one of those sort of tech people who understands memes. He understands better than anyone. He understands not just the internet, but internet culture, social media culture. And he's obviously had an enormous amount of fun for many years now, riling people up with some of that stuff. I mean, Elon Musk only needs to retweet something, and, you know, the whole British commentariat and some of the Labour Party nets would go completely bananas.
Leaving the funny side of Musk aside for a moment, Freddie Gray poses a compelling question that calls for an answer.
There are some legitimate concerns, are there not, with having the world's richest man being quite so intimately involved with an incoming American administration. I mean, there are inevitable conflicts of interest there. And it's not just kind of, you know, boring liberals who are upset about that.
According to Douglas Murray, the Musk-Trump relationship signals a profound shift in political and cultural influence.
President-elect can have who he wants on his team. You know, when it comes to the Department of Government Efficiency, which Elon Musk, along with Vivek Ramaswamy, looks like he will be in charge of. This is a very serious project, and it does actually need an outsider to do it. The so-called Conservative government in the UK and the past 14 years occasionally tried to do, which was cut government waste. They were never very good at it. And one reason why was because they tended to have people who had never been in business in government being advised by civil servants who didn't particularly care about business. In America, this is a very serious problem. America has a deficit roughly equivalent to Spain's annual budget. The claim that Elon Musk made at the rally at Madison Square Garden, among other places, the other week, that he might be able to shave $2 trillion off the federal spending in the US, would have an enormous impact, not just on business, on taxpayers, and much more. It would have an important influence because that government waste in the US, like in the UK, is not just a waste of money. It's a waste of money plus very anti-American ideology inserted into it. And arguably, Elon Musk, among others, is a very good person to do that, because they need to strip out not just the waste, but also the horrible ideology which is behind particle waste.
What do you think? Will the Musk-Trump alliance redefine the future of American politics, or is it simply a fleeting partnership? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful discussions.